Hey pros, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA and Crystal W Online. A part of me said that I was not going to do a vlog about this. And then the other part of me said, you know what? You are in a state of misery right now. So go ahead and share and get all of that energy out of you. So this video is going to be kind of one of the longer ones. Mainly because I haven't been like really recording my progress per se. Because mentally I just was not there to do it. I just was not there to do it. And I'm a private person with a lot of things. So for me to get to this point now, and it took me actually watching another girl's video and just seeing how open she was about it and how okay she was about it. And I said, well, Crystal, you've been on YouTube a long time. Like, why are you afraid to share something about something that you did for yourself that people are going to see anyway? Anyway, so I'll backtrack a little bit. I had liposuction many years ago, right after Christian. Christian is now 11. And when I did that liposuction, you know, I was told that I didn't need a tummy tuck, that they could do the lipo, and it would be great. Spent about $4,000 on the lipo to only have more hanging skin than when I started, to have my fupa even longer than when I started, and just was miserable. I just was not happy with my results at all. Like they just sold me a sack of foolishness. So fast forward a couple years later, 2017, I decided that I was going to go to Fort Lauderdale / Miami after my sister-in-law at that time basically was like, sis, you need to go down there and do this, because we both had the same fupa. We both were dealing with the same things. So I go to the same doctor that she went to. I got a tummy tuck and I got lipo. But unfortunately, in the state of Florida, they have a rule that you can only get up to 4 liters of fat removed with any major surgery. So a tummy tuck would be the main part, and then it can only go up to a certain amount. After that, it goes by percentage or something like that. So immediately following surgery, when I woke up and I looked at my garment and looked at my body, I wasn't happy. At that time, I was not happy at all about it. You know, they kept saying, you know, it's just, you're super swollen, it's going to go down. And I'm like, this is not the body that I thought I would have gotten. I wanted the hourglass. And there's something that I'm going to tell you guys that I've learned about the different regions when they do plastic surgery. Most doctors in the United States, they give the block shape. And when I say block shape, unless you're getting a BBL, your shape is going to be straight. If you ever notice a lot of Caucasian women, because they traditionally were the ones who were getting tummy tucks and lipo and all that stuff before, you know, we even discovered it, because it was just unattainable for us. A lot of those women were straight. Like their bodies were straight, stomach flat, and the rest is flat. Everything's flat. So the doctor that I went to, he kind of ended up giving me that kind of shape where it was more like I had no curve. And any ethnic woman, any woman of African descent, we come naturally with curves. So our bodies are not straight. We naturally have hips or butt, or sometimes we have big breasts. Sometimes we have just different features from different things. So, you know, following that surgery, I just was not happy with my body. Yes, I had the flat stomach in a sense, but it still wasn't enough for me to say that I was happy about it, because I wasn't. Anyway, that was 2017. So around 2021, or I think it was 2021, whenever COVID hit, I decided to go for a third round of just lipo. And I went to a Colombian doctor who was based in the city that I live in, which is Orlando. And He did the liposuction. And again, I still did not get the shape that I wanted. Like, I had a little bit of a curve, but I'm going to be honest, the way that they do liposuction in the US is absolutely absurd. It's just inhumane the way that they do it, because a lot of these doctors are not board certified plastic surgeons, which is not a requirement in the United States. You can be an orthopedic doctor and still do plastic surgery. As long as you want to do it, you can do it. There's no certification required, specifically that I know of in Florida. I'm not going to say the other states because I don't know the laws in the other states, but I know in the state of Florida, you do not have to be a board certified plastic surgeon to actually perform plastic surgery. You just have to have the MD on your name. Now, that could have changed or could be changing, but as of right now, no. Not that I know of. Anyway, following that liposuction, I kind of just gave up hope on it. And I have to be quite honest, a lot of people don't know this, but, me not having my thyroid and my weight going up and down, and it's just always been a struggle. It's always been like a struggle with the weight situation for me. Anyway, fast forward about 6 months ago, I had made the decision that I was tired of looking and feeling the way that I was feeling about my body. Every time I would want to go somewhere, I'd have to put on a faja, cinch my waist. And because I always want that curve, I've always wanted that curve. And through losing weight and all of that, I just have never been able to just get those curves. And some things are not genetically possible. And a lot of people say, oh, well, you could just work out. You could just do this. You could just do that. Let me tell you something. Genetically, your body has to be built for certain things. Genetically, some people have big butts. Genetically, some people have hips. Genetically, some people have big breasts. That's my genetics. I've had big breasts all my life until I decided to get a reduction at 23 years old because my breasts were so long and so big that I couldn't even do regular things like wear a bikini top at 23 years old. Right? So anyway, I made the decision that I was going to go for a second round tummy tuck and lipo. Mind you, everybody knows that I have baby C. Baby C is about to be a year old in about a month. And I kind of just made that decision for myself, that it was something that I wanted to do for myself. I didn't talk about it with anyone. I didn't, get any suggestions from anyone. And I'm sorry if the camera's moving around, you guys. I'm actually in recovery at this moment. But I didn't want to get any input from anyone. I just decided that was something that I wanted to do for myself. And that's what I'm doing. I don't need permission from anyone. I don't need to talk to anyone, because people are going to talk you out of things and people are going to give you their insecurities for you to carry. And I don't need their insecurities. I've already got my own. I got enough of my own. Anyhow, I said I would wait until I knew baby C was of a certain point. And I made a goal that I was going to do the work first. And the goal for me was to lose enough weight that I was healthy and well enough that I could do a tummy tuck and lipo again. I did a consultation with my doctor, which in another video we'll talk about who my doctor is. And I had made the decision that I was no longer going to entrust any doctor in the U.S. to give me what I was looking for. And I know everybody has their reservations about it, but I decided that I was going to go to the DR and get it done, because that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do. And no one was going to talk me out of that. And I say that wholeheartedly because, that's something that happens every single time. You go and tell a person that you're about to do something, and then here they come with their judgment. Mind you, this same person wanted to do the same thing that you're doing. They just needed to say something because it's you doing it and not them. So, the DR, I came, I did my consult with my doctor virtually. I got my pricing, and the first thing my doctor said at the time that I did my consult, she's like, your BMI needs to be at least a 32 or I'm not doing it. At that time, I was almost a 38. She also said your iron needs to be over a 12, at least a 13, or I'm not going to do everything that you're asking me to do. One thing that I can say is every single doctor that I spoke to or that I messaged or WhatsApped or whatever, they all said the same thing. And they're like DR, they also have a lot of bariatric physicians here where they work on a lot of voluptuous women. But I didn't want to go to them because I'm not a voluptuous woman. I don't want bariatric specialty. I am a 5'3" person who needs to be at minimum, at maximum 185 pounds. No more than that, because even at 185, my knees hurt. So, I wasn't going to use that as my reasoning to do this. Anyway, that highly motivated me to get myself together. And that is when I officially started intermittent fasting. That is when I officially started just really looking at myself. And I had a huge scare with my health very quickly. And it was like almost a week after I had spoken to that doctor. So I hadn't even really gotten into the mindset that this was achievable yet. It wasn't until the health scare of my body going into what you call a thyroid storm, that is when I immediately said, okay, Crystal, yeah, you want to go do all this stuff, but your body's not ready. You got to get your body together. You got to get yourself together. So, I started on the journey of intermittent fasting. I started on the journey of working out. I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all a lie like I go to the gym every other Tuesday. No, baby. I know. I have training sessions piling up right now. No. But I can honestly say that I did lose 29 pounds before I got here. And I achieved the goal that the doctor told me I needed to achieve, or she wouldn't touch me. Now, the part about my hemoglobin needing to be at 12 or 13, that took a lot of work, because my hemoglobin will go up, it will go down, it will go up, it will go down, and I just would not be able to get to 12 for no reason under the sun. And I had to start getting like iron infusions, and I had to start, drinking beets, like juicing beets and drinking it, taking iron supplements twice a day, just trying to get my hemoglobin up, and nothing seemed to work, you guys. Like I was stuck between 11.4 and 11.7, like it would never go up. Anyway, the time finally came for me to come to the DR. And unfortunately, I had to come alone because my mom was not able to come with me. She has a contract that she has to fulfill, and she wouldn't be able to leave it because it's during the summer. That meant that I wouldn't be able to bring the kids with me, because my plan was to bring my family with me, my kids, my mom, and we all just, they can use this as a vacation while I'm recovering. And, they just couldn't come because of that situation. So I decided to find a recovery house and do that route instead. The recovery house, we'll talk about in another video. That one deserves its own video. We'll talk about it. But I, finally booked my flights. I paid for the recovery house. I figured out, my plan of how I was going to navigate this, and I came to the DR. And I got here on a Tuesday. My surgery was on the Friday. That tells you that my hemoglobin actually went up. It went up to a 12.2. And, I'm gonna do another video that talks about the whole process before even getting into the surgery. From that Tuesday to me actually getting to surgery, it's a whole ordeal, and it's not even it's not actually, it is a whole ordeal. Like, a lot of you can be like, oh my gosh. But this video, I don't want them to be super long. So with that being said, you guys, welcome to my surgery vlog. See y'all in the next video. Peace.